Hey, boys and girls, ladies and
What
gentlemen, what the hell
up?
is up? We're back. It's been a long 2 weeks. I'm sorry for that. We're back, better than ever. We're here. We're queer.
Get used to it. And we got Dean Rude. Look,
We
Yeah, we're
got
about to
Dean
shed some
Rude.
tears out here,
We got
guys.
my man here.
he's here, and
So
it's the beginning of the show.
What?
it never happens anymore.
What?
That hasn't happened since the Spotify days.
It's the day of a new era.
Hell yeah.
The Dean
All
Rude
right,
era.
boys. Well, Steve, I'm going to let you lead it off. Let's talk about it.
All right, so if I'm leading it off, man, it sucks to suck at the end of the day, but there's really only one thing to talk about, and that's the bloodline.
Man.
You may ask yourself, which bloodline? You know damn well which bloodline. I'm not talking about the bloodline. I'm talking about the bloodline. The bloodline is back
bloodline.
together.
The OG bloodline. The first
The
bloodline.
fucking bloodline.
And they the ones.
They are the ones.
Now imagine, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a time frame, like a year, 2 years ago, somebody telling you that the bloodline was finally done, they were split up, and you were so fucking happy to see them come back together again and throw up them ones.
Never thought I would be that happy to watch those four guys stand in the middle of a ring doing this shit.
Bro, I got goosebumps from
I was
that.
so pumped, dude.
I was like, what the
I was
fuck?
so pumped.
I
Sammy's
do have one
Sammy's
minor
promo was gangster.
I have one minor, like very minor complaint. And I'm pretty sure it's going to get resolved. And so, like, it's probably an unnecessary complaint. But, like, in the moment, having only seen this episode thus far, I have a minor complaint. And that is that I thought the whole fifth man tease was stupid.
Mm.
Dude, I was like, is The Rock?
I was like,
about
I
to
was
be-
texting
Yeah.
in the group chat, and I was like, Talatonga? And then he said
Yeah.
Sammy, and I was like, God damn it. Fucking
Yeah,
did it again.
immediately, I thought that was stupid.
I was so pissed.
I didn't like the way that they even did the whole, like, Sammy coming to help thing. Like, why did he just stand there and watch from the beginning?
Yeah.
Like, I get why he wasn't, I get the aspect of he doesn't want to go help Roman because Roman was an asshole and treated him like shit. But
Mhm.
why did you come out when Solo told you to come out? Why did you just stand, like, was this part of your ruse all along? Then why didn't you help from the fucking beginning? Like,
Yeah.
none of
Agreed.
none of that aspect really made sense. And I don't think they're going to clear that part up, the part that I just said. But it's one of those situations where, Pandora only comes out of the box. She doesn't go back in.
Never go back in.
Never goes back in. So I think we might be getting a 5-on-5 in War Games, because why would they have said that if not?
Yeah, they wouldn't have teased that. Now, who are the other two?
Dean Rude,
Rock.
you want to chime in?
I got Rock on Bloodline 2.0 and then Cody Rhodes with Roman.
That's overplayed.
Yeah, I don't like it,
I
but
don't like it. If they're going to do 5-on-5, it needs to be two new fresh faces. I think they should go Talatonga, and I think they should go Zilla Fatu.
That could be
I
interesting.
know it's not going to happen.
so
That'd be
Okay.
fucking sick, though.
my whole thing. So I got to meet both of y'all in the middle here, because Culp, I like your idea more. Drew, your idea is the only thing. Now, Cody, I'm questionable on, but in essence, your idea is the only thing that makes sense, because if you're trying to sell the pay-per-view,
Yeah, I'm talking
you know-
long picture.
you don't further sell it by adding two guys that the audience is unfamiliar with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
For the
further
main
sell
thing,
it-
for the bloodline. For the
Yeah,
bloodline, it has to be something big. It can't be
you
something less.
further sell it with something groundbreaking. And in my
Goldberg and
opinion,
Bret Hart.
Damn.
See, now that feud runs deeper than the bloodline.
Sold.
That
That
does
feud
run deeper than the
runs deeper
bloodline.
than the bloodline.
Hopefully Goldberg kicks him again.
That hatred will go on for longer than the bloodline will.
It's true.
That's real
It's
true.
damn true.
Almost as long as the other guy, Chris.
See, why did that? Why?
Oh man, dude, we hit it the first 10 minutes.
I'm just saying
barely
we're
made
already
it
going
to
down the
5
road. Might as
He
now.
well.
didn't even
I'm
say
so
it.
down. This is gonna be a great episode. I don't
He
care
brought
how
it
many
up. He
people
didn't
watch.
say it, but
We were going down the road
talking about
already.
Chris
I
Benoit?
just took a left.
yeah, there was no reason to bring up Chris Benoit right now.
Yeah, I know.
We've done
How
it
do you,
3
how do you go
times.
from the bloodline to Goldberg and Bret Hart to Chris Benoit? Like
We kept on going backwards, so I just went a little
It
bit
has something
further.
to do with the crippler.
Yeah, and then Bret Hart got kicked in the face, had a concussion
Yeah.
in his career.
And then like
Concussions.
CTE.
We're going back to concussions.
Yeah. it's all-
there were both
whatever.
episodes of Dark Side of the Ring.
Yeah, man. That's where I was going.
Chris Benoit, baby.
Hell yeah.
Steve is so disturbed right now.
Anyway, as I was saying,
Bloodline.
I think it would be cool potentially for them to bring in new members. I don't necessarily think that they should, though. I just think that at this point, and I know we've been saying this for a really, really, really long time, right? But let's take a step back from, our preconceived notions about this and really be honest with ourselves. This bloodline story is truly coming to a conclusion, it feels like.
It really is, I think.
Because, okay, I get it.
We've literally come full circle. It's been
Yeah.
almost 2 years since Sammy turned on the bloodline.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like you come full circle. You've got, the penultimate moment that has come of all of this, and that is who is the undisputed tribal chief.
Yeah.
This has to lead to the Roman versus The Rock, and at that point, like it's done, right?
Yeah.
Like you can't, like Roman versus The Rock is like you do that, and it's like roll credits. There's nothing beyond that. I don't think. I
agree.
say this, and fucking Paul Heyman's gonna pop up and fucking prove me wrong.
Well,
but
I mean, Paul
in my
Heyman
head-
is gonna prove us wrong.
I just
But in
wouldn't
my
have
head,
win.
and that's not even okay. When a year or two ago, when I was talking about the bloodline story wrapping up, it's because I was bitching and complaining because I was fucking sick of watching it every week. Because there were definitely points where this shit has just dragged on and on.
They had all the titles. All they did was win all the time, screw
Yeah.
everybody over for
Now
years.
it's not even necessarily that I want it to end. I'm enjoying it. Like I feel like I've enjoyed every moment of it now. I know that's not really true, but that's how I feel. But I feel like logically it's coming to a conclusion. Probably WrestleMania.
I think WrestleMania is when it all falls apart.
Yeah.
I think Roman will get the Ula Fala back before WrestleMania, and then it comes to a point with him and The Rock, and he beats The Rock. He has to beat The Rock.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I think
we're just done.
I think it splits off at some point after Roman beats Solo. I think it probably splits off into Roman versus Rock.
Roman
Solo
beats
versus Jacob.
Solo. Yeah. Well, no. So here's what I think. Roman is going to beat Solo, and then it's going to be Solo and Jacob versus the Usos, and then it's going to be Solo versus Jacob.
Well, see, that raises a big question, and I think perhaps you answered it in your final match. But,
Like a whole nother year.
But Jacob's loyalty to Solo. Right now it's there and there's no stopping it. He is as loyal to that motherfucker as anybody is to anything.
It seems like it's wavering a little bit, though.
Well, is his loyalty to Solo because of, the Ula Fala, because he's the tribal chief?
That's what I think.
Or is it just because of Solo? Solo was quick to turn on Roman as soon as he lost that title. Is Jacob going to turn on Solo as soon as he loses that Ula Fala? Because he is.
Yep.
Roman's going to get it back just for The Rock to show up and be like, well,
since you was
What is that?
Oh, my cat attacking me.
What is it
Be
with
careful.
black cats attacking y'all?
Hey, be careful. Be careful out there, guys.
She's just like a kitten and like playing, but like she is attacking me.
That's what they all say.
I've been down that road. I've been down that road once or twice.
So, I haven't been able to finish Crown Jewel.
Oh yeah,
But,
me
I
and
did
Drew didn't get
start
to
it.
finish Crown Jewel.
Bro, did we not? Last 15 minutes.
That was bullshit.
What's up, Mama?
Bro, we were literally starting the Gunther and Cody match and the electricity turned off.
Sucks.
The last match.
I only made it to. Fuck. I watched the opening match and I watched.
Well, let's just get that
women's
out of the
tag
way. What do you
match.
think of the opening match?
I mean, I liked it.
You know, I think it's finally showing. Like, I like what they're doing with Solo, and it's been a long time since I've said that. I like this whole like smart ass laugh thing that he's been doing. Like it
Yeah.
just it works for him.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I agree.
And like I don't know, like Solo's been cool lately in ways that Solo typically is not cool.
Right.
He's doing his own solo thing.
Yeah, and I like it. Because the thing about Solo is they've put so much into him. And that's not to say that Solo's not good, because Solo is good.
Mm-hmm.
I think we forget that Solo's good because of like Jacob Fatu. But Solo is very good.
Monkey?
And Monkey E. And it's good that he's getting highlighted because
Oh my god.
Turkey Monkey. It's a turkey leg.
I don't think he put the right word, the right letter.
Who is that?
Mama.
Mama,
It's big
get
news.
the money I'm saying that night.
But
Stupid.
there's no way that like Solo's not set up to be a world champion one day, you know.
Right.
No,
He's doing good right now,
has to be,
man.
man. He is doing good. What
He's
really
gonna be another
sucks is
Jay.
he's paired up with Jacob, and when Jacob gets in the ring, it's like fucking magic every time.
Mm-hmm.
Brad, give me a minute. I'll send you another link. Split view.
Can't believe they still
All
do
right.
Rampage.
Try that, Bradley.
What the fuck is that?
What are you doing? What are y'all doing?
Scissor me.
Scissor me, daddy ass.
What about Rico in AW? That's fucking nuts.
I fucking think that's cool as shit, honestly.
Uncle Rico's in AEW?
No, Rico, the gay hairdresser dude from like the early 2000s.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Uncle Rico. That'd be cool.
No,
He could throw a football over that mountain.
he sure
Oh
can.
yeah, the
You
Paulie and
want to see him
Rico.
do it again? Hell yeah.
How about that ECW tribute NXT show?
Man, I
didn't
want
watch
to.
it, but it looked
saw-
like the clips that I saw. It was awesome.
I just saw
Fucking
bits and
awesome
pieces.
thing.
It looked dope as
FBI.
hell. Dom Marie. They even showed Francine at one point.
Yep.
Rhino made a gore. RVD was out there.
You know, I don't know how many more times they're going to get to do it, but man, they sure do love
Seriously.
going to that
Every
ECW.
time they take advantage of that ECW moniker, man, it's so good every time.
I love it. I fucking love it.
And like you said, I don't know how many times they're going to get to use that arena again.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with like genuine ECW talent.
Man, like they're getting old, bro.
It's crazy how
real.
good,
They're
like,
getting fucking old.
it's
I
crazy
felt
how
old as
good little
fuck when I
Guido
saw Dom
looks.
Marie.
It's crazy how good what, Steve?
Little Guido still looks.
Man, that's weird. Even
It's crazy
RVD.
how good fucking RVD. I mean, RVD looks like a cancer patient, to be honest. But
He smokes a lot of pot.
Bubba looks the same. Like, add a couple more gray hairs. He looks the fucking same.
He's actually lost a lot of weight.
He has lost
Yeah.
a fuck ton of weight.
He actually had a match, bro, and I was surprised how hard he went.
Bubba fucking
I mean,
bangs,
Bully's-
bro.
Yeah, Bully's still pretty active.
not anymore. Not since he left TNA.
I mean, he's fairly active.
He's more active than anybody else that was on ECW.
Yeah, that's for
Like-
damn sure. Well, I think Little Guido is still pretty active, actually.
Who are you talking about?
Nunzio.
I
That,
didn't
he's
see that.
FBI.
Yeah,
It's like a-
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
yeah, little bitty bastard.
Little
Yeah,
bitty
that's
old
like a
bastard.
D'Angelo or some shit.
Yeah, he was on SmackDown, and from like
The full-blooded Italians.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm probably fucking the year up, but it's like 2003 to like maybe like 2008 or 9. He was on SmackDown as like a cruiserweight. But anyway, going back to the bloodline because I don't know if I was finished. Yeah, Solo
Stop
versus
posting
Jacob.
Fucking nonsense.
I don't know what. Yeah, just like the bloodline, it never finishes.
Seriously.
But Jacob, I think versus Solo, probably coming soon.
Oh yeah.
That'd be a good Mania
Definitely.
match.
As soon as that Ulafala drops, it's going to be pretty soon thereafter.
I just wonder when they start building for Mania. That's where I was getting like
I mean,
they're gonna start building for Mania at some point, but when?
Here's the deal. I don't think it's been realized yet, but they are building for Mania right now.
Yeah, absolutely. In
Like,
ways.
They are building for Mania in ways. And like this Kevin Owens Randy thing, that could go all the way to Mania.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's going to Mania.
It's possible, but I think at some point before Mania or maybe even at Mania, depending on what The Rock is doing. Because let's just get that out of the way first. The Rock is doing one of two things at WrestleMania. He's either fighting Cody or he's fighting Roman.
Mm-hmm.
Or both.
Right.
Or
And if
both.
I think he's doing both.
If he's only
Both would
fighting
be like
Roman,
good.
I think Randy would be the Mania match for Cody.
I would love that, but I don't think it's enough time to build it.
I think it really depends. And like I have a scenario in my head where it works, but that kind of involves Cody, like Drew mentioned in the beginning, getting further involved with Roman Reigns and the bloodline.
Yeah.
But at this point, I think that ship has already sailed on involving Randy in that story because of how deep Randy's gotten with KO at this point.
Yeah.
And that's definitely its own thing now that's been born of that. So it really wouldn't make sense to go back. But I don't know.
Anything possible.
I definitely wonder what you could do with Cody at Mania because really Cody's title run, and this has been a big complaint I know we've all had so far. Goddamn cat.
Merc Kruma.
It's
Yeah, Blackjack.
it hasn't really had its own definition to it. It's been all about the fucking bloodline. He's been he had those matches with AJ Styles,
Kevin Owens,
and
They
Solo.
had this bullshit fucking match with Gunther.
Hit the Bret Hart on him. There we go. Back to Bret Hart.
I can't think of Bret Hart without thinking about Goldberg, and I'm sure that makes Bret Hart sick.
And then if you keep on going back further, you know where you go.
Yeah, I know, Drew. I know.
Hi,
Yeah.
Grant.
Boo Boo Magoo.
Boo Boo Magoo in the house.
No, Henry.
I just want y'all to know that I finally gave Grant his Fenway Frank hot dog pin that I got him in Boston.
Hell yeah. He liked it, huh?
He did. He actually wears it on his name tag at work.
Nice.
Does he really?
He does. You probably wouldn't know that because it's inside out, but it's there.
Hey, it's the thought that counts.
It's the thought that counts. And Grant, it means a lot to me.
Hot dogs. Hot
Hot
dogs.
Always repping. I fuck with it.
Hot dogs.
Oh shit.
Como se
What a
dice?
time. Swordfish.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Okay, so we're
So-
15 minutes in, or no? We're further than that. Okay.
We're 20 minutes in. We made it almost further than we did 2 weeks ago.
So what else is happening that is not related to the bloodline?
Fucking Tiffy and Nia and that fucking Liv match.
I'm tired of this will she, won't she bullshit with Tiffy. I think that they kind of fudged the landing on this whole thing just because,
I mean,
like,
they're teasing it too much.
Yeah, they're teasing it too much for her to have not done it at Crown Jewel, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. She's probably gonna have a failed one. I see it. I think.
And
Man,
I mean,
I hope not.
the
I hope
women
not
have
either.
never had a failed one. I don't believe.
No, she's probably the first. They're gonna probably do it to her. Since she came up so
Tiffany-
quick, somebody's
Tiffany has
probably
held hers longer than anybody.
Anybody other than Carmella,
Yeah, Carmella held hers till Mania.
I think so, or right after Mania.
Yeah.
So that's
And
pretty
then-
long, like for any Money in the Bank, honestly.
Right.
But I don't know. It's ridiculous how short the women usually hold it for.
Yeah, I agree.
There has to be a failed cash in at some point, but
Yeah, there definitely needs to be to give it some realism. And
the thing about Tiffy is, obviously, and this can be said, and I think it gets said a lot in wrestling to the point where it's kind of cliche and annoying, but Homegirl is definitely young enough and has a bright enough future to where a failed cash in is not going to be
it
like
doesn't
an
matter.
ugly mark
Yep.
on her career. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not necessarily advocating for her to have a failed cash in. I would love for it to be Tiffy's time all the time.
Right.
every time.
But
All the time, every time.
I do see her failing as a possibility.
Yeah.
We've also got things heating up on SmackDown in the tag team division. The Motor City Machine Guns obviously have won the tag team championship in WWE, which is a weird
man.
statement. But one thing I can say about that whole thing is I like it. There's something to be said about bringing some tag team to WWE, and I'd say some tag team. I didn't really mean to phrase it exactly like that, but you're taking this team that is known throughout the wrestling world and is so accomplished everywhere else, and they've just never been in WWE. They're not guys that need to go through the NXT system. And, like I said, there's something to be said about bringing them up, slapping the tag team titles on them right away, and striking while the iron's hot. This was rumored for quite some time for this team to come to WWE. Years. I remember, in the time frame that we talk about when we were kids, like the 2002, 2003 to 2010 era, motherfuckers were tearing it up in TNA, Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley.
Yeah.
And the point I was getting to is Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. They showed up, and I didn't know that Johnny Gargano was close with Alex Shelley. I don't know if that's kayfabe or real. I mean, they're fucking wrestlers. I'm sure they know each other for, whatever reason.
Probably real.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. But, we got hints, and, I mentioned it, and thank God commentary fucking brought it up, because I think that means we're
The black heart, man.
heel
The fucking
Tommaso.
black heart.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it's a
It needs
beautiful
to happen.
He's awesome when he's healed. Hopefully he gets Johnny to be healed, and they're just fucking healed together instead of just going against each other.
That
Heal
would be
Johnny and then heal Ciampa, and then you got Candace
Heel
going heel
Johnny is
too.
good too. We don't talk about that enough. Johnny's
That's
heel
true.
run in NXT was fucking good.
Yeah, those two healed together would actually be
Oh
an
my
interesting
God. If
twist.
we got a heel DIY,
Bro,
fuck
oh man,
fuck
I'm
off.
down for it. I'm in for it. Shit.
I
would
don't think
love
we've
that.
ever had a heel DIY.
No.
I don't think they've always feuded whenever someone was a heel.
They've always feuded. One turns heel and they feud with the
Yeah.
other.
I actually
Fuck, man.
completely missed DIY as a tag team in NXT.
I did too. I came in right after they broke up, and I think Ciampa
Yeah.
was the champ.
them breaking up is what got me into them, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's what made me start watching is when they broke up because it was such a big deal. Because I think I kind of casually watched NXT like here and there. Never really paid much attention to anything but like the main event. But
Right.
that happening, that was a really big deal and that was interesting. And then the feud that happened out of that, holy fucking Santa Claus shit. Man.
Yeah, agreed, 100%. That was prime NXT, bro.
Yeah, the black and gold.
Undisputed era. Yeah, the black and gold era. Undisputed era. Fucking Keith Lee was banging. Dijakovic was banging. Mia Yim was doing good. Like, dude.
Black and gold, baby.
Black and gold.
Mhm.
Till I'm dead and cold, son. Brad, I'm not going to give you a few minutes right now. Join or die. Invited Brad. Brad's going to join us in a couple minutes, maybe when he gets off the phone if he decides he likes us. I also sent it in the group chat with Zach and all those guys, so maybe they'll see it and maybe they'll join.
Because he definitely hates us.
Well, I texted Liao before we got started asking him what he was doing, and he still hasn't read it. So
No, he's eating dinner.
He's eating dinner. There's no phones at the dinner table.
Be like that around here sometimes, man. What
Where's
about the
Nathan?
women's United States Championship?
Holy
That
shit.
is exciting. That is exciting.
That is very exciting. That gives a lot of women something to do because
this all started with NXT, and I'm sure the idea was for the main roster first. But
Right.
once they added that Women's North American Championship, and it did so well, they had no choice.
HBK was like, Triple H, I do it, man.
Yeah,
it's
we're
a
bound-
no-brainer in my opinion because you got to think, man, like they have taken a lot of steps to start speaking of the women's championships as women's world championships, right?
Yes.
They put these belts in main event matches. They have headline pay-per-views. So it's been established that this is like the highest prize of the women's division, and quite frankly, not every woman is a world champion, and that's okay. There are women who are mid-carders, and I think it's really stupid in the grand scheme of things because there's not a deep division of women's tag teams that exist in WWE. So that's what the mid-card women typically get fucking shoehorned into doing, is thrown into tag teams so they can compete for the other belts.
Yep.
And yes, Mama Satan, thank you. Good shout.
But,
Hell yeah. 666.
Steve, do the pentagram.
I'm sick.
Yeah.
Pick
up sticks, boys.
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
But yeah, this to me is a phenomenal idea because, like I said, it really gives the other women who are not competing over the main title, because that's typically, one feud between two women at a time, and it gives the rest of them something interesting to do, something to compete over that's not just matches for no fucking reason.
For real.
I
Chelsea
really
Green,
need them
Piper, Mia Yim, of course, she's the first one that comes to mind. She's going to be the one to win it, I think. That's literally the first
Mia
person
Yim?
that came to my mind. Yeah, because she so consistently gets TV time. 1 second.
Yeah. Well, boys and girls, while Steve's doing that, we're going to take a moment and thank our sponsor.
Is it Hot Dogs?
And we're going to welcome in Mr. Bradley to the broadcast. What's up, fucker?
So we're at work.
Oh, fun stuff on that 24 hits. Okay.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. What is happening? So you think Mia Yim?
I think she's a good candidate for it. Like I was saying, she She is somebody who always gets TV time, and really, there's nothing to show for it.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that she gets all the TV time, and that's a very why not, in my opinion, why not her? Because again, Chelsea Green would be a good candidate.
I
I
like
was going to
Chelsea
say
Green.
Chelsea Green.
Shotzi.
I think Chelsea would be my
Yeah, but
favorite.
Shotzi's not going to be back until after WrestleMania.
Is that right? What happened with her?
She
I'm
tore
not-
her ACL, remember?
Is that right? Fuck.
Yeah. So
I just hope to God it's not Charlotte or Bailey. I'm not Bailey. Becky.
Charlotte is too big for that title. I'm
That's what I'm
sorry.
saying. I hope they just don't show up out of nowhere and win the fucking
Charlotte-
tournament.
She's got to be back relatively soon. Yeah.
Charlotte should be back right around now. They were saying Survivor Series.
Yeah.
So, Brad, I don't know if you saw it, but they unveiled a new women's United States Championship on SmackDown tonight. And we're kind of going
No, I
back and
missed it.
forth about who might be holding that thing first time around. Shotzi.
I don't know.
But, I think there could be a number of women that hold it. My first pick is obviously Chelsea Green. I don't disagree with Mia Yim. You could go.
It'd be a good title for Tiffy. It'd be a good title for Tiffy right now.
It'd be a
if
good
it-
title
Yeah.
for Tiffy, but you can't give it to her right now because
Because
she's
she has
got
the
that
title.
fucking Money
Yep.
in the Bank shit.
Yeah.
True. Very fucking true.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of drawing a blank on anybody else, but I feel like there's a bunch of them. Even the
Yeah.
women that are in tag teams right now, like Fire or Dawn could have it. Maybe not the first ones to have it, but
Ooh.
definitely have it at some point.
What if they
about Alexa? Is she coming back?
Who?
Alexa Bliss. Is she
Oh
coming back?
yeah,
I think she is
There's
coming back, but
rumors,
she's going to be
but-
on Raw because the rumors are that she's going to be aligned with the Wyatt Six.
What about fucking Bianca and freaking what's her name? Jade. What
I
if
could
they
see Jade
put them in the
holding it for
tournament?
sure.
They put them in the tournament and they finally have that match.
Yeah,
And it's the
I
final
think
round.
that'd be great.
I'd be
Um,
pissed if Bianca had it for no other reason than the fact that she's been featured so heavily with the World Championships for the women.
Yeah, just,
And I got it's up there with Charlotte or Becky for me, holding
Yeah.
that first. It
It'd be
just
best for Jade to
yeah,
beat Bianca.
you can't give it to Bianca. Obviously Rhea's not on that show, but you couldn't give it to Rhea. You couldn't give it to
Yeah.
Liv.
Jade would be fine, honestly.
Jade would
Jade's
be
not
fine
really-
because Jade hasn't had a singles career.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jade
they
would be fine.
need to get rid of the tag title somehow though.
Yeah, no
So
shit.
Shotzi tore her ACL on February the 13th. Typical comeback time for a wrestler on a torn ACL
Not
is
much.
somewhere in the ballpark of 16 to 18 months.
Hmm.
Anywhere from 12 to 18 months, they say. So,
Okay.
So her earliest potential comeback is Elimination Chamber.
So that would put probably an relatively early comeback around WrestleMania.
Seriously, she's probably not going to be ready to go
Right.
until somewhere around SummerSlam. Because Charlotte has been out now for right at 16, 17 months.
Yeah,
Damn,
dude.
crazy.
Crazy.
Isn't that
Crazy
crazy?
night.
She tore it before Thanksgiving last year.
Yep.
It's nuts. And they're still doing good.
They are. They're doing really good.
I don't even
It's good to
know,
know that
honestly,
they don't need Charlotte.
where do you even put Charlotte if she comes back right now?
On the shelf.
I really don't know, honestly. If you
Does
Think
she
about
feud
it.
with Liv? Does she feud with
No,
Nia?
she feuds with Nia.
Yeah.
That's a
Chippy
fucking
and
man
Charlotte.
Like
They
just
gotta-
because
they
of
gotta
what it
get that
is.
belt off of Nia. She's a shitty champion.
Yeah, she is a shitty champion. I don't like Nia as a wrestler. She is a lot better than she used to be. I will give her some credit because it is due. I don't like Nia. I don't think her character work is that great, and I don't think she's a good champion.
Honestly, yeah, I could see
And she's
Charlotte
too
coming and
dangerous.
taking the belt off of Nia because
I
wouldn't it
could
be the
see. Well, it'd be the most Charlotte Flair thing ever. Charlotte's
yeah,
gone
just come
for
back
a
win the
year,
belt.
comes back. Oh, I want a championship match. Well, you
Okay.
got to earn it. Okay, you got this match with this person tonight.
Yeah.
You got one more with someone else next week, and then you can have her at the pay-per-view in a month.
Yeah.
That's
a
the
Charlotte
whole
way.
Charlotte Flair thing. And then Charlotte shows up, and they'll probably have a badass match, but she'll win.
Tiffy cashes in.
Tiffy does
Ooh.
cash in on Charlotte.
And you see a
She
Charlotte
waits
and
until
Tiffy
Charlotte
feud.
beats her, and then she pins Charlotte, which I think is perfect circle. You don't
I mean,
have
it's winning
Charlotte
on that one.
champion for more than 10 minutes because Charlotte always is the fucking champ when she's around all the time. She's always the champ, and I'm sick of it. It's the same thing with Becky. That's why I was so
Yeah.
happy that Becky didn't renew her contract because
Becky's coming back though.
I'm still fucking fuming pissed that she came back after WrestleMania and they put that fucking belt on her after whoever the fuck got hurt. Or
Yeah.
after Rhea got hurt.
Mhm.
I'm still mad about that because you didn't
Didn't they
need
do like
to.
a tournament, a Royal
They
Rumble,
could have
right?
had exactly. You could have had a fucking tournament that was 3 weeks long, and you could have had a new champion that actually earned it, and not some stupid fucking battle royal that is obviously Becky's gonna win because she's in the fucking match
Yep.
against a bunch of fucking no names and like 3 other bitches. Like it's
Yeah.
that shit pisses me off. It's
That was
just
a
stupid
that was a
shit like
terrible
that.
booking decision.
This is a fucking terrible booking decision. It was a terrible battle royal. It was a terrible episode of Raw.
Just to get the title on Liv anyway.
Just exactly. Just to take that title and say, and she's held it for however fucking long.
Yeah. You know, speaking of holding titles for however fucking long, man, we got
That
to
was
get
at
these.
King and Queen of the Ring. That was in Saudi.
Yeah, we got to get these tag team titles off of the Judgment Day.
Oh my god, it's such
Bro,
a
when's
waste
the
of
last time
time.
dude? When's the last time they even fucking
They're
defended
defending
them?
it on Monday.
Oh, okay, all right.
If I'm not
Yes,
mistaken, they have a match this coming Monday.
Against
Dude,
And I
the
hope they
Finn's
fucking
turning on
do.
Dom soon. Finn is turning on Dom some point in some way somehow.
Who's turning on Dom? Liv?
Finn Balor. Yeah,
Ah. Who cares?
right. I feel like they're all gonna turn on Dom.
It'll all turn
They
on
need to
Dom
turn
when
on
Liv
JD
breaks up.
McDonough.
with Dom.
Oh, dude, I was
Right.
I don't know who I'm
Man.
talking about.
Finn
Think about they all
exactly.
turn on
Finn
Dom.
needs to, yeah.
I
They
can't
all
be
turn on
turn on
Dom, and he
JD.
becomes a baby face.
I cannot stand that Lord Farquaad looking motherfucker.
nobody can.
Yeah,
that fucking little bitty body and that giant fucking pumpkin head, man.
You know what I'm talking about, Brad, right?
Peanut
You know what I'm
brain.
talking- You've seen the movie Shrek, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lord Farquaad.
Fuckwad. Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
He looks exactly like that motherfucker. Peter Dinklage ain't got shit on that guy.
If they ever do a live action Shrek,
Oh, dude. JD McDonough and fucking Braun Strowman.
I was thinking Zach. But
I mean, Zach could be Shrek, but Christian is Donkey.
yeah,
Dang it.
he was second up for Lord Farquaad, but they found a better one.
So, Drew, did you send me that video of those AEW female wrestlers trying to go through that table?
Yeah,
Bro.
it was
I
like
couldn't tell
twice.
you
They
who
didn't
was
go
in that
through it.
video. They tried to go through a table and they fucked it up both times.
It was like Amber. What's her name? Amber Moon or
Oh yeah, it was Ember Moon. I don't know what her name is now.
yeah, I can't remember what it is now.
It's
And it was that bitch with the fucking pink face. I don't remember. The scary one that you like, Steve.
it wasn't Abaddon, was it?
What? I think it was. It was a Ring of Honor match.
Regardless, they tried to go through the same table 2 times, 2 separate occasions,
Abaddon
And did it fall.
and they just fucking skidded on top of that fucking thing. I was like, yeah, see, this is what happens when you don't fucking wrestle.
I'll send you the video later, but I have it on when I send it to Cole.
When you don't have the table rigged right, you know.
I mean, yeah, if
Especially
you're just taking a
the-
table out of the box, it's not going to break.
No, do they have this like in the turnbuckle on the guardrail, and then they jumped off?
Dude, it should have broke.
Yeah, this shit should have broke. It didn't break at
Shoulda
all.
broke.
It was stupid. It was like AEW were the best wrestle.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it's a fucking joke. That's why Ricochet's over there.
Yeah, that boy looks. He likes that, man.
Isn't Samantha
Samantha
Irvin
does
still in
some-
there? Or what?
Nah,
What, Brad?
Samantha Irvin. I know she left WWE.
She left, but right now, what we're being told is that she left so that she could focus on her music. That is what she said.
that's the most.
Right now, she's not planning on going to E AEW.
So I think a longer version of that, what I read, and this is not an exact quote, obviously. This is me trying to remember. And this came from both Ricochet and Samantha. But it was more so that she joined WWE with the intention of being like a TV character, like in vein of like being a manager, perhaps. She wanted to be like a TV personality. But because she was so good at ring announcing, they kind of like shoehorned her into that. And that was like all that they saw her as, and they wouldn't let her do what she wanted to. And she actually straight up said in a tweet that like she didn't even like ring announcing.
She was so damn good at it, though.
I
know,
it's
man.
I
crazy.
remember reading.
She
that.
made
Yeah, it's
some of the
crazy. She didn't
matches,
like doing
like-
that. She made Chelsea Green's entrance, and they had to
Yeah.
change it.
And like
again
Cody
because
Rhodes,
Samantha-
like
dude,
Piper Niven.
dude, no, like just for instance, Chelsea Green, they added Samantha Irvin to Chelsea Green's song.
Yeah.
mm,
Like her intro was "It's
Chelsea.
Chelsea Green," and then
Yeah.
the music would hit.
yeah,
And
they
then
even
they
changed
would
it after
announce
she
her.
left. Man.
Yeah, now that she's gone, they changed it back, and I was like, man, that sucks.
Mhm.
It sucks now. It doesn't
But-
sound good.
Samantha was like the best ring announcer
Top tier. Top.
I've ever seen. Like I think she's the best that has been around since I've been watching wrestling for
Because
5
Lillian,
years.
I think it's
Lillian
cool
was
that they brought back
good, too.
Lillian. I mean, Lillian's like an iconic voice, you know.
Lillian is an iconic voice, but it just doesn't do it for me.
No,
Yeah,
no,
they-
I mean, she's no match. Like Lillian is very good in her own regard, but
Yeah,
you know, Samantha's just in a league of her own. Like I can't
I
compare
really hope.
anybody to Samantha Irving.
I really hope that she comes back. Like maybe she'll miss it and she'll come
maybe
back. I
she
think
has
that
to
would
like
be-
think like this is what I was great at. This is what I made people feel good at. Like,
Yeah,
Can you imagine how much
Yeah.
money they make?
because I mean,
Oh.
like we could joke about like AEW and how they fucking sign everybody and shit, but realistically, like if you think about it, like
they do.
on one hand, I will admit, like
the only thing they can do.
if
You
they
know?
had the opportunity to sign her, they'd kind of be
would.
stupid not to.
Yeah,
But on the other hand, like they don't really have any need to seek her out. Like they already have Justin Roberts, who
yeah,
Again,
but
in
he's
his own
not
right.
that
Well,
good anymore.
they can make her a
either.
GM like she wants.
yeah, that's true. But again, I think Justin Roberts is pretty damn good.
I'm not saying he's bad, but he's not as good as he used to be.
No, for sure. I mean, he is getting older,
Yeah.
but you know, in terms of like having ring announcers, it's not like they're lacking, is what I'm saying. You know, it's not like they need to sign a new
Yeah.
one. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
She was looking out for herself, is what this all was.
Yeah.
They need to go find that homeless man who had the most beautiful voice ever.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you know, I will say, I think Ricochet, you know, okay, so if we're real talk in regards to AEW, like we have really transitioned from a few years ago where really me and Drew would talk about like, you know, it was exciting when somebody would leave WWE and go to AEW. Like that was weirdly enough at a time that was what we wanted people to do. And now that seems
Yeah,
like such a
I
fucking
did too.
weird thing. Because in the long run, what we've seen, very, very few of these people have benefited from jumping ship.
Literally none of them.
Let's think.
Okay,
Um,
I'll backtrack that. John Moxley.
I think yes, and I will say and this is going to apply to some of these other people too. John Moxley is just somebody who's better suited for like a non-WWE style of wrestling.
He's on fire right now.
And I just think that he personally probably likes that kind of wrestling better, and I think he's better at it. And I think he's built a big fucking fan base doing the shit that he does. Christian Cage, I think, also operates better outside of WWE, considering what he's done in TNA and now AEW.
You know, Christian Cage did do really well in AEW, and now we've gone 6 months and we haven't seen him at all.
Yeah.
They
But,
had one
I mean,
storyline that worked.
He's older, you know.
He is older.
Give him a break. Fucking, I will say on one hand, I can appreciate that they have let Malachi Black kind of flesh out the whole House of Black and do the thing with his team. I think as, you know, just an individual, I think that kind of builds his legend a little bit more. You know, when he does become a singles act, whether he stays or whether he comes back, which would be nice. You know, I think that as a whole, he's benefited from this run.
I think it's time for him to come back because he's done everything he can do in AEW because
without breaking out as a single star.
They're not going to let him break out as a single star because
Exactly.
they have their top 6 guys. Like,
yeah. But you know what I mean? Like that, like hypothetically, like if he were to do that, that would be very good for him. But I think you're absolutely correct.
I think it would benefit him and WWE quite a bit to bring him back. And I think they really fluffed on this deal, not trying to get him for this Wyatt 6 return. Because if you're going to have someone be in a stable, that's the guy.
Yeah.
But again, we're back to I would rather him be a single star. And I know he can be because he was one in WWE.
Yeah. He was killing it in NXT, man. He was
he fucking owned NXT. And
he
he owned
fine
it when they brought him up.
He just wasn't.
I always liked him. I don't know why they let him go.
I just don't think
I
Vince
think
knew
they
it.
ran out of creative for him after they paired him up with fucking Ricky Ricardo Ricochet.
Killed it. It killed his whole deal.
Ricochet does that to people, I've noticed. He does that to people's careers.
That was my whole point, too, about Ricochet. I think that he's going to be better suited for that style of, like, a company and that style of wrestling. Yeah. I think Ricochet is good, and I think he has a lot to offer, but I think what Ricochet has to offer is the style of wrestling that it's more about, like, the visual explosiveness. You know, he can do crazy, flippy-looking shit, and I don't know.
That's why him and Will Ospreay work.
Yeah, that style has never really been WWE's thing.
Yeah,
it's a lot of people's thing. You know what I mean? That style of wrestling exists, and a lot of people are really into it.
Like I think Ricochet would do great in Japan or Mexico.
He's been in both, and he's killed it. That's what brought him to WWE in the first place.
I hate to say this, but it's an honest opinion. I really hope that Ospreay doesn't try to come over because it's not going to work for more than 6 months.
I ain't going to do it.
So, okay. Ospreay, as he is not in like WWE style at all.
No.
However,
I'm going to interrupt you just because I think I know what you're going to say. I just want to interrupt you and say this one thing. I don't think he is the type of wrestler that I would call coachable.
You don't think so?
Growing up an athlete and playing football, your coaches teach you one thing and then everything else falls in line. Your coaches teach you how to be coachable. They teach you how to listen. They teach you how to learn. I feel like Ospreay likes to do his own thing, and I really don't think he wants anybody else's opinion. And if he's not going to be able to do it his way, I don't think he wants to do it.
Yeah. I can see that.
I can see that too, but I can also see that changing over time.
I think it'd be cool because he is one of the best wrestlers in the business right now.
Oh
And I
yeah,
think he would do really well at WWE if he would just shut the fuck up and work.
yeah. And I mean, realistically, you know,
You can
he's
go
not
back to
even,
that promo he cut when he was talking shit about Triple H, but Triple H wasn't talking about him. So
yeah. I mean, but okay. On the other hand, I don't know on what side of this that promo landed on, but you know, you got to ask yourself, you know, was that a really stupid and unnecessary jab, or was that a smart way of like playing up the rumors? I mean, this is wrestling after all.
I mean, I could see it going either way.
You know, so I don't know. With Ospreay, I'm torn because on one hand, I could see the perception that you have of him being, you know, true, but I also wonder if he just kind of gets it in a certain other aspect. I don't know. The future is bright for this dude either way, just because he is so goddamn good.
Well, here's the only problem is he's already kind of old.
No, he's not.
Is he not like 30 already?
I mean, yeah, he's like 30.
And he's had quite a few major injuries.
Yeah, but see, that's another thing about the WWE style. You know, going there presumably would mean he's kind of toning it down a little bit. You know, I
Not
think
necessarily. Not necessarily. Because
I mean, toning it down from like what he does, I think so.
yeah, toning it down as in he's only doing it right now. He goes fucking hard as fuck once a week. If he was doing it in WWE, he would tone it back to like 50%, but he would do it 5 nights a week.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't know.
That's the kind of schedule he wants.
Yeah.
And he's gone out and said it like, I mean, I think it's absolutely asinine that the guy still lives in England and he goes back and forth every week.
That's
Like,
the schedule he
that
wants.
is-
That's why he's
that
there.
is
That's why he's in
stupid.
AW.
I know,
Kind of
and
Roman
I
Reigns
understand that, and
schedule.
I respect it. But like, if
You gotta
you
work hard,
really
man.
want to claim the fame and you want to claim to be one of the best in the world, which I'm willing to admit that he is, like top 10 wrestlers in the world active right now, no doubt. But if you're not willing to put in that work, you're never going to be the biggest star on the
Yeah,
map.
man. You're gonna stay at that same spot for the rest of your life.
He has the talent, and I think he has the ability to become a fucking legend, like outdo anybody in our lifetime.
Just gotta
But
work harder.
you've got to be willing to take that sacrifice. I mean, I don't think he's married, is he?
I
I
think
don't
he
think
is.
he is.
I think
Does
he
he
is.
have
He has
kids?
kids and shit. I think he does.
He's
Have
not
kids.
going to make that name for himself in AEW. He just won't. I mean,
Oh no.
No, he can.
I
He
think
can.
it's possible,
That's where he can
but I
build
don't
this thing.
think.
He
I
can.
don't-
He can start. He can start.
Yeah.
You know,
I think it's a good
It's like
start.
getting your foot in the door.
he
I
can.
think
Yeah,
it
he
is
can become a
possible
big
to-
name within the world of wrestling, if that makes sense. You know, he can be a big name in terms of like people like us who follow wrestling. But if he wants to get to that next level, you know, absolutely. You know, he in AEW, you know, he can get about as big as say like MJF.
Yeah.
But you know, MJF is kind of at that point where, you know, if he
He's
wants
maxed
to make
out.
if he wants to make his own star grow any bigger, you know, it's beyond AEW. I don't want to just
There's-
say WWE, but like
There's
he's
two
gonna have-
options.
MJF is going to have to jump ship at some point.
absolutely.
There's
I
two
think he's
options
done
for
everything.
people that are getting too big for AEW, and there's really only one that is almost a sure way of making it. So the two options, you know, you could go to WWE. If you go to WWE and you're good, they're going to push you, and you're going to rise, and you're going to burn brighter than anything. The other option, it only works. Man, I bet it's like 1 in 100. It actually fucking works, and it works. And you do what Cody did, and you do what Chelsea Green's Matt Cardona. You do what Matt Cardona's doing. And I don't know how the fuck it's worked for him. I don't have a clue. I applaud that motherfucker. That dude is the highest paid wrestler in the indies, and I think, period, as far as non-contract wrestlers go.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
that dude
I mean-
makes stupid money.
Yeah. I mean,
Well,
that makes
I guess he did. He tore his ACL, so he's out.
Gotta make a name for yourself, man.
Seriously,
mean-
man. Like, you can do it.
there's something to be said about betting for yourself. You know what I mean? And I think people respect that. And
Mhm.
I think, when you
But where
have
I got Cody Rhodes, man.
yeah, when you have something to bet on, a lot of times it could be worth it.
Like, you got it and you're willing to bet on yourself, bro, and it just fucking explodes. Shit.
So anyway, what else y'all
Brad,
got?
what you got?
I got nothing, man. I haven't hardly got to watch any of it lately. Because I was watching, the replays on Hulu,
Mhm.
and now it's telling me that that's not included in my subscription.
Oh, bro, they took it out.
Yeah.
They took Hulu. They took SmackDown and Raw out of Hulu.
Damn.
So is it go straight to Peacock now?
Yeah, but I think you gotta wait a couple of weeks.
Damn.
That's
But
fucking
eventually, it's
annoying.
gonna all be
And
on
I tried
Netflix.
to watch Crown Jewel, and it took me about 3 days to watch Crown Jewel because it bored the fuck out of me,
Yeah.
and I'm not into it.
Man, the Saudi shows are like that. I don't care.
They
what
fucking
anybody
are
says.
whack, bro.
Dude. They can be a
I mean, I love
great
them, but
fucking
they're
show. They're always like a fucking crazy ass show. They're not fun to watch.
bro.
No.
You see them try Geek?
Keep that.
They look like they had Tourette's.
Listening to them sing people's entrance music
Okay.
made
Okay.
me so
Admittedly,
fucking mad.
it made me laugh so hard because they were
You told
singing
me
Randy
about
Orton's theme song, and they obviously knew the main part of the chorus, but they kept trying to sing the rest of it, and they didn't know the words.
I think they did it twice.
They knew the sound of the words, but they were, I don't know. It was funny. I like
Some
those
of it was annoying to watch. The
I like those
matches
shows a lot
were there.
better too.
Yeah,
Man,
Boys?
I think they need to move Jade down to NXT.
They should have done that from the beginning.
they
Yeah.
should have done that
That's what
from the
you should have
beginning. They
started.
should have.
Started the main roster.
Like
She said,
all
"Yeah,
they did for
yeah,
her is they
she
put her
fucking
at the
won."
performance center for God knows how long, and then they threw her in the Royal Rumble, and she was terrible.
Mhm.
And then they started putting her in this tag team with Bianca, and I'll admit she's gotten better. Just watching that match tonight, or no, sorry, it was the match at Crown Jewel that I
Mhm.
was watching at work today. Someone went to kick her and they missed, and then she spun around and kicked them. And instead of kicking them in the chest or in the face, she kicked them in the hip.
Yeah.
Completely fucking botched that move and missed her fucking mark. And it's like, goddamn, we've been doing this for a year.
Mm.
Been doing this for a year. She is not ready for the main roster. I
Yeah.
understand she's big and she's strong and she's powerful. And she does have the star power. But god damn, she cannot fucking wrestle.
Nope.
I will say this, and this is kind of changing gears. I talked a lot of shit about Kairi Sane earlier this year and about her being scared of taking hits and shit like that. Somebody lit a fire under her ass because
It's
that
you,
woman
Cole.
has been taking fucking bumps lately.
Well, you should have
He
seen
listened.
Kairi Sane back in NXT. She used to be
Probably
fucking.
She was
Our podcast.
fucking nuts. She
Yeah.
was fucking nuts. She would do anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had this 8-month period, the tail end of last year and this year, and the beginning of this year, where it was just fuck, I don't even want to watch this motherfucker wrestle.
Yeah.
She's gotten better though, and I am happy about that. And she has definitely earned her keep since Asuka and Dakota have gotten hurt and are on the shelf.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
earning her rank.
Yeah, she is earning her paycheck right now. Her and EO both. And EO.
I really love EO. EO's one of my favorite. I don't know why.
EO,
but
EO
for some
stays
reason,
EO's
she's like
great,
one of my
man.
favorite for some reason.
EO's
EO's
great.
awesome.
She really is.
I mean, it could have been because of like that Vegas trip, but like, you know,
Right.
it's my favorites.
She good. She do be good.
The one I got away.
Shut the fuck up. I hate you. Fucking Star Fox.
Hey, Falco!
Well, gentlemen, we're about out of time.
At the hour mark.
Yeah,
I think we've talked about everything we want to talk about.
I think so.
A little extra.
I got nothing.
I think I might fire up the Xbox and play some Fortnite,
Shit. I'm off Saturday and Sunday.
drink some more beer, try to be drunk by the time Sarah gets home so she can yell at me.
Hell yeah, bro. That's the best right there.
Hell,
You know what I'm
hell
saying?
yes.
Hell yes.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, thank y'all for tuning in. We really appreciate y'all. Brad, thanks for coming and hanging out with us and killing some time at work. I know
Hell
that.
yes.
I know it's probably better than sitting at work with your thumb up your ass. So
Hell
we
yeah.
appreciate it.
It's better than running fucking calls, I tell you that.
Right,
Smart.
it always is. Running calls ain't fun. I know that. But boys, we'll see y'all next week. We will. God damn it, we will do this next week. We will not skip a week.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good. Friday night is good. So, guys, we'll see y'all later. Thank y'all for tuning in. We appreciate all the love. Peace.